believe in a vast multitude of things. I believe in equal rights. I believe in the power of imagination. I believe that everybody has the capability to do something magnificent with their life. I believe that when you put your mind into it, the impossible becomes possible. I believe in a lot of things. There are times when I don't believe in myself, when I doubt my instincts, and I end up ripping myself apart with negativity and untrue facts that I make up for the sole intention of making my spirit sink. And I don't think I've been true to myself this school year. I've created a mask and I've put it on. This mask hides my wishes, my hopes, and my dreams, and it only shows brief glimpses into my incomprehensibly complex and confusing world. I wear this mask because, to be honest, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what the world will think when they find out what's really at my core. I'm afraid of the judgments people could make and how they could laugh at me and ridicule me, unaware that their taunts are eating me up from the inside. I realize this word I'm using, could, as in all my deepest social fears are hypothetical and probably untrue. There really is no reason I should take off this mask that shrouds me in an aura of deceit. Yet I'm hesitating, waiting as I conceal something that I have not summoned up the courage to tell anybody besides a select few yet. And I've decided to peel off my mask with my own fabrication, and I've decided that our story cannot be contained inside myself for any longer. Okay. When I was 2.5, my parents took me to see a developmental pediatrician to evaluate why I had such strong reactions to things like bright lights and why I had trouble noticing my surroundings. The pediatrician diagnosed me with autism spectrum disorder. Wait, what? Isn't autism that horrible disease that makes you to have uncontrollable meltdowns for no reason at all and causes you to do weird things with your body like flap your arms or jump up and down and renders you incapable of any social success? Well, that's what I thought when my parents finally decided to tell me of my diagnosis at 10. I thought I was like a damaged wire and that I needed to be fixed. But then I stumbled across the revelation that the people who were trying to fix me didn't understand autism at all. In fact, nobody really understands it, because autism affects each individual who has it differently. The majority of the world, however, seem to want my autism to vanish. So I hid this term that humanity used to label my weaknesses under my mask, along with all the rules I created to make up for the fact that at 10, I really didn't have anyone that I could call my friend. Sure, I had family, but looking at all the kids with their cliques, and I really didn't know why something that looked so natural to them was so incredibly difficult for me. So I submerged myself into my own fantasies, where bears could turn into humans and aliens were severely mistreated, and these other pretend universes that I escaped into to avoid the real world. And I stayed there in my own imagination until last year, when I found somebody else who made stories just like I did, and we shared our stories together, and we laughed, and we played, and we didn't care about how the world perceived us. For the first time in my life, I had a real person, not a figment of my imagination, who I could display my inner self to without the fear of being seen as a freakish monster, which was something that I thought my autism made me. At the end of the year, however, we had to go our separate ways as I graduated, and I was back at square one. This time, however, I felt confident that I would find somebody else that I could share my story with. I believe in a vast multitude of things. I believe in the importance of friendship. I believe that nobody should make assumptions about people just because of a word. I believe that someday I will find that somebody to whom I can reveal everything under my mask. Most of all, I believe that we should all be able to tell our stories without worrying or being afraid to be ridiculed, judged, or criticized just because you were brave enough to tell people who you really are. I believe that someday I will get over my insecurities and start believing in myself.